Hi and welcome back to Camp Coffee series. This week, pour over coffee with Bill Dube. Special thanks to Frazier Douglas of Modern Tent Camping for his inspiration and collaboration.
Some sites claim that pour-over brewing method was invented by Melita Benz, a German entrepreneur, while she patented the paper coffee filter for pour-over preparation in 1908. The book Coffee, From Plantation to Cup by Francis B. Thurber, copyright 1881, on page 49 describes a pour-over coffee brewing technique used in Java that was said to take hours. Also, the pot used sounds similar to modern Vietnamese coffee pots. Well, enough talk, let us brew some coffee now.
You heard her. Let's get cooking. So first we have to light our stove. We got heat coming. Put our grill on. Windscreen. It's like, no, don't look at me. Okay, so there we go. This is my morning camp cup. I drink out of this every day. We're making drip coffee, and this is my first cup in the morning for today. French roast is just a stage prop right now. I'm using my Jose coffee, freshly ground. If you can freshly grind your coffee, it's the best way to go. And we'll go over the drippers. This is not a campsite dripper. This is a porcelain one, my preferred one for using at home. We're not going to be using this one today. This one is a small number 2 dripper, nice and portable. It's on my bug out bag. And the reason why is because it's nice and small and portable. It just flops up and you put it on top. It'll work on top of here, no problem. You need a number 2 filter in it for 2 cups, and it fits right in. This is a number 4 filter. The big porcelain one, that takes a number 4. And the reason why I'm talking is because we're waiting for the water to heat up, because yes, it is cold water right now. And we're still having heat off of the fire. Where are we? Number 4 filter. That goes on the porcelain one. You can put one on here in a pinch if you don't have any number 2s. And actually, in reality, well, the number 2s do fit this a little bit better. So this one goes away. My new favorite, GSI, which I forgot. Oh, I did bring the top to it. This one is a GSI collapsible. I've already preloaded it with coffee. I used 3 tablespoons for this 20-ounce cup. Now, one way that you can make sure that you never overflow drip coffee, and I learned this the hard way when I first started dripping my coffee 20 years ago. The KISS simple. This is the simplest way to do drip coffee. You fill your cup up with water, and then you fill your pot up with your cup. That way, you're never going to overflow your cup. All right, GSI cup. Filter. Here it is. It works great. And you'll see it work in just a little bit. It's not that easy to get out of that thing sometimes. Pops up. I just got this actually for this series. I hope you liked the intro. If you didn't like the intro, please leave some notes down below, because I haven't heard much from people lately. Always good to have some gloves for when you're dealing with fire. Usually I have my coffee first, then do one of these. Now's when I wish that I was using my gas stove that I used earlier. Oh, we're definitely getting heat off of this now. It's like now my alcohol burner decided, oh, let's cooperate, let's get really warm. Position for your coffee cup. They give you this lid too with the coffee maker, which makes a really good sense, because what you can do is there's a large surface area here. It takes a while for it to drip down. So after you pour your water in, you can cover it up. Most people, when they talk about drip coffee, they recommend to pour it slow and you know, continue pouring slow the whole process. And I think that part of that reason is that they don't pre-measure. What I do is I pour enough to wet the ground beans. I pour that, let it sit for maybe about at most 20 seconds, then I pour all the water in. You can have a spoon and stir coffee while it's brewing to make sure that you get all of the beans, because It's all a question of surface area, really, with brewing coffee. I prefer fine grounds because everybody will have their own little slant on exactly what works best for them. For example, today you learned my little one about taking the cup, and instead of filling the pot first, I fill the cup and then put it into the pot. I'm sure there's tons of people that do that, and it's not just my epiphany. By the way, I'm starving for comments. And also, if you want me to research or do any other topics that you might be interested in me doing a series on. For example, I might do a series where I take all my tents and pitch them out in the backyard one a week. Or camp stove series where, okay, we have a slow boil. Yes, the coffee is the star. Oh yeah, definitely getting coffee now. Can I pick it up? Oh yeah, we're ready to pour. All right. So first we pour a little bit, and then we pour all the water in, or as much as this. Obviously, you don't fill it over the top of the. Well, the other way that you can spill your coffee while you're doing drip coffee is, one, to collapse this filter. Two, I can really feel the heat coming off of my stove now. Normally I'd cap the stove right away, but because I'm doing this and doing it all for you, my YouTube audience. Now we wait. We wait for it to drip. And what I was gonna do, and let's see if I can do it, is I'm gonna drip some and bring it up to the camera so that you can see how nice the drip coffee works. Plus, after I'm done showing it to you, I'm definitely gonna slug this little bit down me. And that's how you steal some from your cup while you're brewing. We'll bring this up closer. Okay, there's what it looks like, nice and dark. Hopefully I'm still in focus and everything else. Cheers. Now I might end up cutting off at this point because you've seen what the coffee looks like. Do you want to wait until we're done? Well, you won't have to, because I'll probably clip that part out. Actually, because it is out of focus, I am choosing to close down at this point and go to the next clip. Sorry. All right, in this segment, we are going to be doing Vietnamese drip coffee. Anyways, this is what it came in, my Vietnamese pot. I've done Vietnamese coffee total of 6 times, and 1 time I got it right. Let's see if the 7th time is the charm. It's actually not that hard of a coffee to make if you've done it a million times, but I have not. When you go to the restaurant, the waiter just does it all at your table, and it's just amazing. Only takes 20 to 30 milliliters of water to actually brew Vietnamese coffee. I took some of my coffee and ground it up fine to simulate Vietnamese coffee grinds. I've heard that it's not considered Vietnamese coffee unless it's actually from Vietnam. Vietnamese coffee actually originated around the 1700s when the French imported coffee to Vietnam, obviously probably because it was cheaper to grow there. This should not take very long to get the water up to temperature. So we removed the little press, which you just use the weight of this press is what I've been told. Last time I pressed it down and it took forever to go through. And it does take a long time. So 2 rounded teaspoons of coffee grounds. There's a rounded teaspoon. 1, 2. Now what filters this out are tiny holes in the bottom of the pot and the bottom of your filter holder, whatever you want to call it. And so you just kind of get it all so that it's in the bottom. After we're done getting it in there, just nice and easy, we just let this do its thing. Don't really tamp it down, we just let it fall with its own weight. I'm just going to use my votive because that should hold the temperature of the water. comes up to temperature, I'm just going to pour just enough to expand the coffee grounds, because they actually form the part of the filtering of the coffee, believe it or not. Because what they'll do is they'll clog up all those little holes just enough that they're not going to let any grounds through, but they'll let the coffee come through. Just let it expand with maybe 5 milliliters, 2 to 5 milliliters of water. It isn't very much, just enough to wet it. Let it sit for about 20 seconds, and then I pour the rest in there, which is 30 milliliters total. I know exactly where it comes on the little weight, so that'll be that. It's not an exact science. Like I said before, coffee brewing is part art, part science. We still haven't opened up all our campgrounds yet, and we're boiling now, so time to start brewing. And I can actually grip my pot handles today. Now you see, I didn't put much in there. And we just let it sit for maybe 1 sentence, and then we let it expand, and we pour a little bit more in, and we bring it all the way up. Okay, that's the amount of water that we use for this. The water goes over to the side. We put the top on. Woo! Sorry about that. Time out 4 minutes. We're slowly dripping our coffee out. 2 ways to prepare it. One is the way that I'm doing it, which a lot of people prefer, where you just brew it strong and you drink just the Vietnamese coffee drip black. And another way is you take a cup of ice, literally a cup of ice, crushed ice, and before you put the crushed ice in, you put sweetened condensed milk in, about 2 tablespoons in, nice large cup of ice, and then you do this over the top, and you drip it down. When it's done dripping, then you just stir it all up and you have a delicious dessert. You could actually backpack this thing. You can see it's not very big. And that's what it looks like dripping. So nice dark coffee. Does that look any different when I'm done? Not really. There's still a little bit more left to drink. All right, we'll show you one more time here. Looks like inside the pot, and there we go. We're pretty much done right here. There's our nice dark coffee. And you have about this much coffee, which is about 1.5 shots. It's just below espresso strength if it was Vietnamese. So cheers, let's see how it tastes. Okay, I've brewed it 7 times now. And 2 times success, 1 is success. So if you like this video, please give me a thumbs up, follow me, and subscribe. Click the bell also. And down here is another video you might want to watch. So I'm Bill Dube. Thanks again. And look next week for French press coffee. I'm going to break this out and actually put the rest of it back together.